They say the way you're born is not your fault, but the way you die is your fault.
I watch myself in the mirror and I'm like, this is the person you have to beat.
I run every single morning.
I want to make more money than everyone.
You have to want it. You have to want to be better.
You wake me up at 4 o'clock, you tell me that I gotta fight with someone, I do it. I don't care.
Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't fucking do it. And that's where you fail. You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation. If you have motivation, that's great. That's some kindling to the fire. All it takes is a little bit of fucking spark, you can burn a whole forest up. But motivation, you have to learn to exist without it. You have to learn to be, you have to be your best self when you're least motivated. And that's the tricky part about all that shit. Motivation is just a word. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go and know that motivation is not going to get me there. Because I'm not going to always be motivated.
Of course, I always try to develop my skills. I always try to have more abilities because at the end of the day, your skills make you rich, right? Not the money. Because if you don't have the skills, you don't have the right mentality, you are poor. So I all the time try to develop my skills and my ability.
Once your brain is crowded, discipline is great. Motivation is great. But if you can't fit shit in your brain because it's all fucking cluttered with shit, there's no discipline. You may have it sometimes when it fits in that crowded garage of your mind, but you don't have the consistency that you need to have with that discipline.
What he did in the last 2 weeks. Party, drinking beers, what I did in the last two weeks. I trained twice a day. I don't know, I'm an active fighter. I defend my belt a couple of months ago.
But basically, is you're organizing your mind so you can put that discipline. So a lot of people talk about discipline. Okay, great. Why do you fall off the fucking wagon? Why can't I continue with this routine? Going to the gym, being better, waking up early, eating the right foods. It's because maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your job, and it's all just stuffed in your fucking brain. You don't have it compartmentalized and organized in these nice shelves. Like you look in the garage, it's all fucking a nice organized militant garage. Hey, where are my dumbbells? Right there. A lot of people whose brain, hey, where's my dumbbells? Let me look. They're fucking throwing shit, they're looking through totes, they're all fucked up. So where am I gonna put discipline in that mind if I can't find other shit? You gotta be able to find all these different things in your mind. Oh, I can put discipline right there. I can put consistency right there. I can put all these things right there in that spot. So that's what I'm talking about. If your life is not organized, and your life being everything around you, because it takes one little fucked up piece of an outside interference to clutter your whole mind.
So I took myself from being very average-minded to actually believing that I was the shit and believing that I could be the shit and that I could be the GOAT and be the greatest and never lose. And to, like, I took myself to a different place mentally, and a lot of it came from mental practice and meditation and visualization and just seeking knowledge from people who are strong believers, guys like Les Brown and Tony Robbins and guys like that. I just became really obsessed with just learning about the power of the mind. So I used to meditate. Now I just kind of, I have a lot of things that stuck with me, a lot of ways of believing that stuck with me that just subconsciously I know who I am, what I'm capable of, and how I believe, how powerful my mind actually is.
Your mind has to always be clear. That's why I meditate 2 hours every single night. Because I refresh, I reorganize the garage, which is my mind, every night. So then discipline's in there, organization, everything is in this right spot. So when I wake up, I'm ready to go.
I used to pray, of course. I used to pray, and I used to pray. This is what I do all the time. I wake up in the morning, I pray. and I feel thankful about everything that's happening to me, for the opportunity, and I thank the God before I'm getting the victory. I'm thanking to Him, like, thank you for the victory.
I'm a firm believer in meditation because I believe that human beings can get caught up, especially someone involved in a very difficult endeavor like you are. You can get caught up in the momentum of your life, and sometimes it's very hard to reset. It's very hard to separate yourself from it and get a balanced and, as much as you can, objective perspective. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to take time where you sit and you close your eyes and you do nothing, and just concentrate on your breathing and just set it all aside and extract yourself, extract your consciousness from the momentum of your life. And I think a lot of people don't do that, and they get caught up in this hurricane of existence,
Right.
where everything's just constantly going on. Your phone won't stop ringing. There's fucking people knocking at your door. You got this going on, that going on. You got to go catch this flight, and oh shit, you got a fight coming up, and oh shit, you got this and that, and sometimes you lose yourself.
Yeah.
You lose yourself in that wave of life.
I definitely lost myself at one point in my life. And I feel like right now I'm at this position where I am myself, and I can see John Bones Jones, and I'm like, I can like look at my career from a fan perspective. You get what I'm saying? And actually make fun of myself. Like, damn, you fucking idiot. like what have you done? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a good way of detaching something inside of me and seeing what's happening. And okay, oh no, it's not over. All you gotta do is just do this, do that, do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily meditating these days, but I do have the capability of taking away who I actually am at this point and realizing that this is just a part of me, or this is just a situation in my life. This isn't my actual life. This isn't my final destination. This is just a small moment in time that I'm going through right now. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I get what you're saying.
So that's my form of meditation. I step away from terrible situations and look at myself as if it's the future, and I'm looking back on what's happened to me or what's happening, and I say, okay, how can I get myself out of this? How can I make this better? What do I need to do to turn this around? You get what I'm saying?
Right. No, I
Instead
do
of
get what you're
being
saying.
completely immersed in the moment and thinking that, oh, I can't get out of it, like, you know.
I run every single morning. I'm up about 5:30. So every morning starts with a run. And that's because that's the one thing I hate to do more than anything in the world. So that's like my cup of coffee. And I'm all about armoring yourself. So the second you leave your house, and the second you open your phone, the second you do any of that shit, you are now letting in poison and cancer. So I make sure a lot of things you can't avoid. So as I get up, I start to armor plate my mind and body. Like a person's going to war, you put your body armor on. That's what I'm doing on that run. I'm waking up and I'm giving myself all this armor. So when I come out in the world, now look at that phone, I'm ready. I'm not waking up late. I'm not rushing around. I'm not disorganized, because I know I'm gonna get hit in the fucking mouth. There's an art to getting hit in the fucking mouth. And that is why these things are important. You have to wake up and you have to give yourself belief. You have to give yourself confidence. So it starts with that run.
Where does the confidence come from? From hard work and dedication. From God, I think so. And I'm gonna sound a little bit repetitive, but I always prefer to think about, to have the kind of thoughts that make me feel happy, that empowers me.
What works for me is that everyday resume. The things I know I've accomplished, the things I know I've done, real hard work, the real calluses on my mind, the real calluses on my hands. That's it. You don't need to pound your chest in the mirror anymore if you have that. Well, I believe that you have to build belief. Belief is like, there's an after school special belief where the mom says, believe in yourself, and that's all great, but there's also a built belief. And the built belief is one where you are constantly, like for me, I came from a bad place. How I build belief is through the daunting tasks I put myself through. So that's proof positive that I can. So it correlates. And that's how this piece of shit kid I once thought I was built belief by saying, I was in 3 hell weeks. I went to Ranger School. Whenever you think you can't, confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence. It can't be like, hey, I'm gonna go knock that shit out. You gotta look over here and say, I can knock that shit out. It's belief, and it's built on what you put in to yourself.
I feel fear. Of course I do. But both of them, fear and faith, demand you to believe that you never solve. I always prefer to believe in something that makes me feel happy.
Fear.
Yeah,
You
fear.
So you feel fear while you're going into the ring, or at that point you're not?
When you are in backstage, you feel that.
You feel fear backstage.
Of course.
Adrenaline right here.
Of course you do. Everyone does it. Everyone.
How do you deal with them? How do you deal with it?
I use it like from a positive way. I use it from like, I don't know. The first thing that happens where you are in backstage, your mind used to take you to the octagon, and in reality you are in the backstage. And I'm like, listen, right now I'm with my people, wrapping my hands, warm up, I don't know, whatever I'm doing, but I'm not fighting with anyone. So don't worry about anything. Just save that energy, because you are gonna need that concentration, that focus inside the octagon. So if you are able to don't let your mind to travel to the future, you are ahead of your opponents.
But this mindset of like, I've heard you talk about teaching yourself self-belief.
Yeah.
Was it not something you were born with, but it was something that you had to change your mind of thinking that you could do anything?
Yeah, it was something that I had to teach myself. Right around age 19 years old, I just found myself just in a bad spot in life, and I joined the MMA school, and I found some talent in it, and I knew that I didn't want to just be an MMA fighter. I knew that I wanted to be the best in the world, but I wasn't the most confident young man, and so I hopped on YouTube, and I hopped on things like TED Talks, and I would just look up everything about being a person of faith, confidence, even things about charisma. You know, I would just study everything that I wasn't, and I put in hours and hours and hours, and I took lots of notes, and I just watched my world slowly start to change, my demeanor, my confidence level, and the things that I expected for myself, the things that I genuinely believed that I could be and I could do, started to happen. And year after year, my world started to become better and better.
I came from a small town in Indiana where there was a handful of black families. And a lot of people in that town, when you come from a town of 8,000 people, it's like we had a local plant, Great Dane. And you're like, you know what? I want to work at Great Dane and get a house next to my mom. That's what you know. So many of us come from these small places in our mind that we're not willing to think outside of only what we've seen. Our mind works in such a small compartment. And one thing I was able to do was to dream. Many people, but don't make dreams your fucking master. But I was able to dream outside those fucking 4 walls of that small town. And until you're able to really put yourself into that dream, but don't make dreams your master, that's where you truly become what you're destined to become.
I came from almost nothing. Believing that you can be somebody was something that was taught to me. But once I learned that the difference between him and I was just between the ears, once I was equipped with that, I started to believe that the sky was truly the limit for me. And I'm still that person today. I joined the team not knowing anything about fighting. The first team I was on, everybody had been fighting for many years. And I was young adult when I started, sorry. And then it was to be the best fighter in New York State. And then it was to be the best American fighter. And then it was to be to beat Chuck Liddell's record. And now, people consider me one of the greatest fighters who's ever lived, considering Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali, and Mike Tyson. That's all great company. And, people consider me the #1 fighter who's ever lived. I would have never imagined it, but my belief is so high in me now that it's like, of course, that's how I feel now. Like, of course, I'm the best. I feel, of course, I can do more. And I don't say that in an arrogant way. I just know that I have the wisdom, I have the team, I have the faith in myself, I have the faith in God, and I've surrounded myself with a winning formula. So I'm very confident in this formula.
When you're backstage and your anxiety goes, is there anybody you want around you that brings you down?
No.
Or is there like your brother calms you down? Is it a coach that calms you down? You just want to be left alone to yourself to have the conversations in your mind yourself?
Myself.
Nobody else?
Nobody else. I just go, I watch myself in the mirror and I'm like, this is the person you have to beat.
The person in the mirror?
Yeah.
This is the person you have to beat?
Yeah. This is the person you have
Are
to
you
beat.
listening to any music or no?
I don't like whatever, like, oh, I play the music, someone from my team plays the music. I don't have any, I don't know how to say it in English.
Ritual?
Supersticiones.
Oh, supersticiones. Got it. You're not superstitious.
Yeah,
You're not at all.
not at
So
all.
you will step on a line. You won't step over a line. You're not, if you touch something, you won't have to touch it 3 times.
Exactly. I
You're
don't
not
have-
like that
no,
at all.
No, not
Really?
at all. No, not at all.
Why not? It's interesting.
Because I don't like to depend on anything.
A lot of people sit back and they dream about being a sports figure, or dream about being a SEAL, or dream about being an astronaut. And all it is a motherfucking dream. They don't put the work behind the dream. That dream has become their fucking master. When you become the master of your fucking dream is when you say, I want to go be a Navy SEAL. And you say, okay, I'm gonna lose 106 pounds in less than 3 fucking months. The dream was the one thing I thought about, and the dream was now gone. Now, what comes in, the dream goes away, and the fucking laundry list of fucking details and tasks come up. Gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. That's when you become the master of your dream. So, a lot of people out there dreaming.
I want to make more money than everyone.
Why is that? And how are you going to do it?
Okay, let's switch that a little bit. It's
Please.
It's not like I want to be better than someone. It's like if someone could do it, I want to do it also.
got it.
And if no one did it, I want to be the first one to do it. So this is the mentality. It's not to look up to to look down to
Sure,
someone.
right.
It's not because of that. It's I want to experience that also, how it feels to be the #1 guy.
For me, I'm so connected to winning. It's probably not even healthy. Like I see fighters that take losses and they smile and they hug their wives and they, hey, better luck next time. If I were to ever lose, I would be devastated. I'd be angry and I'd be upset and depressed. And that's just my winning nature. And for me, it's do it with all your heart, do it at the highest level, do it to the best of your ability, or don't do it at all.
I'm trying to build people up. I'm trying to armor their mind. I'm trying to get them the belief. Because this world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness and it will fucking just hammer you.
I feel like I'm learning lessons every year, every month, every day. I feel like I'm growing as a person, as a man, but I know about some demons that I still struggle with, and I feel as if when I'm over those, I'll feel ready to be able to raise a man and teach a man how to be a proper man.
So if I can help you build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. You've been able to go on an audiobook in your mind. Maybe you didn't write a book, but in your mind, you were able to hear all your past traumas. You were able to listen to them. You're able to fucking say, okay, Now I can now talk to people about what I went through. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays. In their minds, kill them from moving forward. I'm ashamed of myself. Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. We are humans. But then again, if you always think that we're humans, you will always just be a human and always make the same fucking mistakes.
It's just like, John, no matter what you go through, you can't quit. And not only can you not quit, but you have to thrive to show people that the worst of the worst, the baddest of apples, can turn around and be huge inspirations in this world.
Absolutely.
Even biblically, the people that God used were some of the worst sinners, and they had some of the best stories at the end. And so that's one of my goals, is to be one of those people who is far from perfect, but completely used to do some good in it.
You must take this knowledge that you learn from all this shit is knowledge. So I'm just trying to give people that strength to go in the archives of your life, because while you're probably fucked up, it's probably something happened to you in your life. Go through the archives, dig it up, study it, and then use it for yourself. That's the main purpose for me right now.
May you have a lot of information. One thing is what you know, and the other thing is what you do with what you know. You know what I mean? To use it at the right time. So that's for me the fact IQ. When you need something and you use it at the right time. For example, I don't know, if I feel that I can beat someone with only jabs, I go in that, I don't switch the strategy in the whole fight. I do jabs. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's a little bit difficult to explain from a fighter's perspective. Yeah, but basically it's to choose the right technique at the right time, and they were doing that. They know how to.
People need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us, because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose. There may be another purpose, like being a SEAL or going to college or whatever, but the main purpose in life is you.
So I walked into an MMA school with the mindset of being the best in the world, and having a baby in the way, I had a mindset of like, I can't fail. I got one option, and that's to be a very successful MMA fighter, or else it's being a janitor or doing something.
So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. So that's the only purpose I fucking need. So the reason I get up every day, even though there's no race or there's no school or there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself.
You wake me up at 4 o'clock, you tell me that I gotta fight with someone, I do it. I don't care. So that's why it's like I don't need my shorts. If I don't have my shorts, I have a bad luck, or if I'm not wearing this, or if he's not able to come to watch my fight, or whatever.
Nothing.
I don't know. Nothing.
You're that ice cold.
Nothing.
Mentally, you're that ice cold. They call that ice cold. That's
Yeah.
great.
I don't know. Me
Nothing
personally,
gets through.
Nothing. I can walk I can go alone. Like, just imagine that my coaches can come with me, but my brother can come with me, no one. And I have to go alone. No problem.
I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gained the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit. That's the only place to be.
I worked so hard. I know everything that I did everything that I could. And there's no way that I'm not gonna walk out from that octagon with the victory. This is how I feel.
A lot of people, wonder, how did you become this? How did you become so vulnerable? How are you doing a podcast now when you were this kid? You overcame things. You fought them. And now this is what happens. This is on the other side of overcoming. You become very, very powerful when you overcome yourself.
So I've definitely trained myself that you can't take shortcuts as an adult and expect to have a great life.
All those things you once cowered from, you were afraid of, when you face them eye to eye every day, you now become a person who has a great podcast.
They say the way you're born is not your fault, but the way you die is your fault.
You have to want it. You have to want to be better.
I always had that kind of mentality, and also I proved it that it was working for me in the fights. So all the time I go in, I'm like, my emotions are underground.
Control.
I'm very calm.
And it starts off with, you have to have pride in yourself. You have to have pride in yourself. You have to have, there's something about you, whether it's your last name, whether it's just the smallest thing, you have to be proud of yourself. And if you have no pride in yourself, I can't give it to you.
If I prepare for 6 months, like only boxing, I don't do anything about wrestling, about, I don't know, knees, elbows, grappling, whatever. Only boxing, bro, put me whoever you want in front of me. Whoever. And I hear a lot of guys talking about like boxers. No, Ilya, he has a good boxing, but for MMA, but he has nothing to do with me in the boxing ring. I'm like, listen, you don't have anything to do with me outside, inside, whatever you want. Like, what you want to do. Even if you want to play a chess match, I beat you.
I want to be that guy. Like, every place I went in the military, there was this ethos about how this place is, how we're going to live, how we're going to represent ourselves. And I walked around and I saw that most people didn't live up to that ethos. Like, if you go to whatever company, they had this mission statement on how we want to run our company. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why, if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
Because I know how good I am in boxing. I train every day boxing, every day. That's part of my life. I spar with pro boxers. I learn boxing. I don't know. I consider myself that I can box with anyone. Just give me 6 months. Only boxing preparation. I'm not even telling you like 3 because I need to switch so many things that I do it because of MMA, like the stance, the movement is a little bit different for the boxing of MMA than for boxing, pure.
I study everybody extensively, and then I come up with their patterns. I figure out the way they flinch. I figure out their first favorite punch, their second favorite punch, their third, their favorite combinations, their setups to their takedowns, when they clinch, what side their head's going to be at. Literally everything. I know everything about every opponent. What side they're going to shoot, whether it's going to be a head inside, head outside. What am I going to do about that, you know?
I try to grab motivation from people outside of my field, because in the MMA space, I've become a member of a lot of people's Mount Everest, right? So in my own space, I try to be inspired by the people who are better than me in categories. For example, more of a humanitarian, or just a better class act, or gives back more, or connects with his fans better. Like there's fighters that do things better than I do. Like guys like Conor McGregor, he's just so good on the mic, and just so I become inspired by my peers. I'm never jealous of anyone. I'm always inspired by my peers. How can I become closer to him in this category? And then in categories where I'm already the leader, I look outside of my profession. I look at military groups of these truly hardworking people who aren't getting the credit that they deserve. I look at Tom Brady and LeBron Jameses and the Michael Phelps and the Michael Jordans and